Hey, what's going on, guys? Collin from Triple J Armory. Today we're going to be testing out some body armor. I've got Bree here with me. Bree is our women's training director at Triple J. She does all of our women's training courses like CCW and all that fun jazz. Bree, do you want to tell everybody what exactly it is we have to test today?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be putting to the test the ballistic inserts for the Premier Body Armor Everyday Armor T-shirt 2.0. Super excited about this product and what it has to offer. And we're gonna put it to the test so we can reinforce the faith that people have when wearing a product like this. Full disclosure, Premier Body Armor did send us this product for free to test out today, but they're not actually paying for this video. We're gonna do the tests and we'll give you all the results. And then we want to talk about the product too. You know, what the product is, why we would wear a product like this. I'm actually just really looking forward to everything that we can compile today.
Yeah, I am too. We're gonna be shooting it quite a bit today. We've got a few different pistol calibers. These are level 3 soft plates, so it is pistol caliber rated, but we did bring out some rifle calibers and some 12 gauge just to see how it holds up. Ooh, ah,
Oh. Ah. That's it, I'm not going.
Triple J Armory's DIY project of the day, our target setup here. Colin's gonna walk you through how we made this work.
All right, so we have our steel target here just as a backing plate. We have a, I don't know, gallon water jug.
Yeah.
We have a gallon water jug in behind here just to give some resemblance of this, right? And then obviously it's all duct taped on there. And then we have the plate itself. There is a little bit of space up here and we don't know if that's gonna affect it too much. This is designed to sit flat against your body and against a material that is obviously, you know, has some impact, right? Your body is kind of jelly in a way. So we'll see what happens.
We're not really sure how well the gallon of water will hold up. What we're looking for is that actual penetration of the insert itself. But we brought extra gallons, so I guess we'll just...
Yep. Yeah, we got a couple plates, got a couple gallons of water. But it, like you said, yeah, it's a good indication of like, well, what kind of blunt force trauma is happening, because there's the piercing damage and then there's the blunt damage. Let's shoot this thing.
There's the slab.
We're gonna start with 9mm. We've got an FMJ and an HP plus P. That way we can do a little bit of both. Let's go take a look. I think that gap has something to do with it.
Okay, so.
I mean, it's
Well,
stopped
hold on,
it.
hold on.
It's just the non-penetrating trauma.
So there is a hole, but there's no bullet, and there's no hole on the back side here. So I think it just cracked the plastic, but it caught the bullet. So it ripped the fabric a little bit, but there is no hole. So yeah, regular 9mm pass.
So this is gonna be our 9mm FMJ here. So 9 FMJ. Now we're gonna do our 9mm hollow point plus P.
Okay, so we've got our entry here, just a little bit above where that initial 115 was on the back side. So again, no hole. It did catch it, popped out of the fabric just a little bit. Let's tuck that guy back in here because he got more work to do. But again, it caught. So that was a 9mm plus P hollow point, and everything is contained. And you can see, I mean, there's definitely some back face deformation, but it is a soft plate. So again, you got to realize it's still not going to feel very good. Obviously it's going to catch, and that's better than not, but it's going to hurt. That's going to knock the wind out of you.
Yeah, and I am wondering if this gapping does have something to do with that as well. So when we move down here, we're hoping
But even with the gap, it's still catching.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of the cool part is like, all right, cool. Like it is probably deforming a little bit more, yeah, because there's that air pocket there.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really kind of like stop it, but it passed.
Warning. Warning.
All right, so the next one we're gonna try is 40 S&W. These are just regular 40. We don't have any hollow points for this one, but let's see what happens.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so we're gonna see what happened here. I'm guessing that the P stream is probably from the just sheer force, obviously. And let's take a look. We have no pass through, there is no hole. So again, that was just kind of that blunt force trauma that happened. So it caught it.
Do you think this still works?
Yeah. All right, so one more 40. All right, we're clear. Okay, so this one, hole is right there. But again, there is no hole on the back side. So it passed on the 40, so we're good.
Awesome.
Definitely need to reduct tape that.
All right, now we have our 45, 2 rounds.
So it looks like we've got our entry here. And our poor jug. But no hole. So if the entry is like here, hole you'd expect somewhere in here, and there's nothing. So we are good. Just hold on a little longer, duct tape.
Second shot, 45.
Oh yeah. So literally just above where we wrote 45.
But nobody could ever survive 45 twice.
But it has. There is no hole.
Nice.
So we're good.
Very nice.
It's deformed, but there is no hole. And
Show
now
me
we're
that.
like out of
Show me
water
that
too.
again. No hole.
No
two
hole.
45 rounds. Two nuclear warheads. Stop. Let me hear your yay.
I can't. Now we're moving into our 38 special. We're actually going to start with hollow point.
Ooh, right center.
Nice.
So pretty clear where that hole. Oh!
Oh, look.
Oh!
Look at it sitting right there. Dang.
It literally caught the bullet. It's in there.
Very nice. Hollow point 38.
So that didn't even expand or anything.
So the gapping does make a little bit of a difference. That's the hollow point.
Yeah, and I can't really peel this one back, but there's no hole on the back side from what I can feel. And obviously the bullet itself is lodged in here. All right, so we dig that out. Look at that. That's so cool.
Very nice.
Impressive. Very nice.
So it mushroomed a little bit, and again, this was a hollow point, so you can kind of see like where all the little folds that usually would completely expand out, but I mean, it stopped it like dead in its tracks.
That looks like a legit mushroom. We got our next 38 special. Got an FMJ this time.
All right. Okay, so that was just to the left, it looks. Right here.
I didn't want to shoot in the same.
So we've got our entry, and again, the bullet is in there. I feel it. Yeah, so that bullet is again lodged in there. You can actually see it just a little bit right in there. And obviously backside, no hole. So let's try and dig that guy out real quick. So it's a little hard. There we go.
Very nice.
Look at that. Another perfect little mushroom, but it perfectly stopped it. Really, I mean, no spalling even came off of that. Like, there's a couple little cracks here from the coat, but that bullet is whole. Stopped dead in its tracks. And even after all these other hits, and the fact that it's obviously got air behind it, and we're still stopping it, so.
Yeah, and we still have our 357 to
Yeah.
do, so, and look at that, plenty of room.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far, it's passing. Okay, so the next and last pistol caliber, at least for this plate that we're gonna test, is 357 Magnum. So let's try it. Okay, so hits off to the right here, so you can actually see that's where the hole went. Bree, if you want to run through that.
Oh, let me take a look here. Woo! It did not go through.
Oh, and even on the edge too.
Yeah, even on the edge.
The edge is always a weaker part.
Right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it is sitting right in here. Awesome. And it did not go through. Awesome, and that's gonna be that 357 mag. Awesome.
So we got a fresh plate, fresh water jug, AR 223, regular 55 grain. Again, this plate is not recommended for this. It's not rated for this at all, but we kind of wanted to just see what's gonna happen. We're also pretty close distance here, so chances are it's probably gonna go through, but maybe it won't. So let's see.
Computer player defeated.
It went through.
Are you sure that went through?
I'm pretty sure it went through. Okay, so I'm gonna set this guy over here, away from us. Okay, so yeah, that pretty much went right through it. Little mud. Okay, so here's our entry, and you can see no deformation at all. It just went right through. So again, it's not rated for it. I expected this. Really not even gonna continue shooting it because there's no point. But the next one we are gonna test is 12 gauge.
Last, we have our 12 gauge buckshot.
Oh. It caught every round. So that was the 223, that smaller hole. And then we've got our buckshot rounds. There is one that hit over here. Obviously it just nicked it. So that one didn't get caught, but everything else did.
And remember, that's our 223 round from earlier. Yep, but all that.
So it stopped 12 gauge double aught buck, which is pretty impressive. I mean, quite a bit of deformation.
So we just wrapped up our shooting portion of the ballistic inserts for the Everyday Armor t-shirt 2.0. I'm actually impressed. I'm super excited about the results. I'm actually, especially with how thin this product is, honestly, it turned out really great.
Yeah, I would agree. And I mean, what's nice about it too, I mean, it is very thin, it's flexible. I'm actually wearing it right now. So it's something that you could easily put on under pretty much any garment. Even out in the hot sun right now, like it's not super hot. I'm not sweating a bunch in it. It is a little warm, especially around the plate area, but not a big deal.
I mean, I am blown away. However, I think it's important to just sort of note just the non-penetrating trauma that you're gonna feel on the body, just that blunt force, right? That round isn't going to hit and have it completely absorb all of the energy. It's gonna absorb a lot of it and it's gonna disperse that over a larger portion, but you are still gonna feel some of that. And actually, Collin, you were in the medical field for a little bit. What would some of those injuries look like?
Yeah, so, you know, minus the piercing trauma, which the piercing trauma can be worse, obviously, but you are going to be expecting probably broken ribs, especially in the chest area. You could have some internal bleeding. It's certainly not to say that you're like out of the woodwork. You're still going to be hurt by this, but it definitely still could save your life. I would much rather have a few broken ribs and some internal bruising than have something pass through my body and end up, you know, tearing up all sorts of different stuff inside you. So, I mean, you know, plates are designed to cover your vitals. They're designed to protect your heart, your lungs. I mean, for me, this kind of ends like mid-stomach, but it is covering
The
at least,
box.
you know, heart right here, my lungs. Obviously, there is a little bit of space on the side here, which that's going to vary person to person as far as, you know, how wide are you? Or, you know, maybe you're a super muscular dude. Maybe this is a little too small for you. It's just kind of one of those things that you'd have to test out. But I certainly would use this myself, especially to protect against pistol rounds. If you're like a security guard or you're in some sort of job environment that having protection like this would be important, you know, this is definitely an option, especially something that's not super bulky and it's going to show. A lot of security companies or a lot of security jobs, you might want to be more discreet, so this would be a great option.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super bulky, and I think a lot of times when people think about body armor, they think about the military and law enforcement. I don't necessarily think that they're processing what you can wear every single day in more discreet occupations, right? Not even just security guards, but teachers, right? Moms, things like that. I'm actually wearing the female concealable armor vest, and it's pretty comfortable. I've worn it under larger sweaters, and it conceals really well. Comfortable, fits nice. It's the same material used here, and this is actually just, it's a full vest versus a t-shirt, but still comfortable. And honestly, it moves with you, right? Versus being stuck in a position and...
Yeah, well, it's nice because that's actually shaped for you.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, absolutely,
So,
for the female physique.
Overall, pretty impressed. Premier Body Armor, thank you guys for sending these out.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm actually blown away. Going into this, I actually thought that some of those higher caliber rounds were going to pass right through it.
But this is a product you have to be able to rely on, right? You put your faith in something like this. So I think it's important to be able to see these results as they are. Just moving forward, depending again on who you are and why you're using it. It's a great product.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you can like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I know we say it all the time, but it does really help us out. If you have any questions, hit us in the comments. Let us know what you want to see next. Let us know if you want us to do another body armor test, maybe a helmet test, maybe something with hardhead veterans. Who knows? Till then, see you next time. Hopefully the water jug doesn't crack just from the pressure, especially on some of those higher caliber rounds.
Yeah.
But if it does, it'll be a good indication of...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.